Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Series 2, Episode 10, the final one to the end of this series. I can't believe we've gone 10, but don't worry, we're not going to go far. We're going to have 3 weeks off, but this is our final one, just for a few weeks, because we've got some new things coming your way for the show. So, first of all, hello to you all. It's great to have you here, seeing so many of you there. Remember to like, share, and love the show. Let's get this out across Facebook. I say a highlight for a week. So let's have a look. Let's see who we've got here tonight. A reminder, 20 seconds delay. Always a 20 seconds delay between us. So first in with the comments tonight. Hiya Lee, good to see you there, mate. Always a regular. We've got Dan, our producer, who's been working hard behind the scenes. Julie, good evening to you, Julie. We've got Nathan there. Evening, guys. Kelly, hi Kelly. Yeah, she's put a comment in. Our co-host tonight, Karolina. She's waiting there in the wings, waiting to join us all. Hi, Sarah. We've got Kelly there. Hi, Kelly. Nicola. Sam. Hi, Sam. I'm going to go through a few of these. We've got Luke there. We have... Who we got? We've got our friends at Pivot Point are there. We have Jordana there. Oh, yes. George is there. She's not feeling very well, hence why she's not here tonight. So get well very soon, George. We have Christopher. Nice to see you back, Christopher. You've been missing for a while. I've got to make sure I say hello to this person. I didn't say hello to him last week. Hiya, Jazz. Good to see you. We've got a great snap of you later, Jazz, just to pre-warn you. And we've got Lucy and we have Damien. So, look, if I haven't mentioned you yet, you will get mentioned during the show. Remember to get your comments in, questions. We want you to get engaged in the show because this is your show, the Hairdressers Show, the talk show dedicated to the hair professionals. So, what have we got coming up for tonight's show? Well, let's take a little peep. Let's have a look. So coming up on tonight's The Hair Show. Well, this is the final one of the series, so we want a few smiles in what's been a bit of a depressing old time. Well, we're going to kick off first up with World Hair News with Jordana Cabela. What's been catching Jordana's eye? Well, she's going to reveal later. Hairstyle shockers. Yeah, we're going to have some fun here. Could we be revealing your hair shocker? We may be revealing some shockers too. The worst hair trends of all time. Have a think about this. What would get your vote? Think about the worst trends of all time. And yeah, Series 3, what's next for the show? We want your feedback. We want to hear what you want to see. Maybe you don't want to see. Maybe you've got ideas. There are things and anything else that you want to talk about in this show, then get it in the comments, get liking, get loving, and get sharing. So that's coming up. Shall we introduce our gorgeous two hosts sitting there waiting? Let's bring them onto the screen. Karolina and Jordana, you are there.
Evening,
hey, you look very close to the screen there, Jordana. I don't know why. Can you go back a bit? There you go. Yeah, how you doing? Welcome back, Karolina. It's great to see you back on the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for inviting me back.
Well, it's an absolute pleasure. And yeah, do you want to tell what's happened with Jordana?
Yeah, so George is not well this week, so she won't be with us. We were talking in the green room earlier saying that it could be alcohol poisoning, knowing George, or it could be that she's overworked herself. But either way, we miss you, George, and we hope that you recover. But this week's episode, we have got an amazing lineup of horrific hair hysterical moments. Both myself, Dom, George, Karolina, but also Dan, our producer. We can't forget Dan. So we're excited to share it all with you, and it's going to be a right laugh.
It is, and it's going to be funny. And honestly, if you think you're going to get away with this, some of you who are part of the How to Cut It hairdressing community, you've been busted because you've been sharing some of those images, and some of you might just be flagged up at the very end of the show. So make sure you stick around right to the end of the show. I just got to also reference Karolina. Did I see you was it last night? The fellowship, the president's drinks party, or whatever that was called. What was it called?
The drinks with the president. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was there. It was a one night. I got to say, it was great. It was really good fun.
Yeah, looked great. With Ken, wasn't it?
It was with Ken Picton, yeah.
Good. Well, look, there's a lot of feel better soon, George, coming your way, George. So I think she's probably sat there with her fish and chips. Is that right, George? Well, let us know. So make us all feel jealous. So first up, we're going to go into the World Hair News. As always, with the gorgeous Jordana, as she tells that. So here we go.
Right. Okay, and for news story number 1, Luke Daniels, a salon owner in Lincoln, turned his salon into a gelato and milkshake store to keep the income steadily coming in during the first lockdown. Now, his business and entrepreneurial spirit proved to be successful, and since he has reopened his salon back in July, but he decided to move his gelato and milkshake business to a nearby vacated cafe. So, a really nice successful story of a businessman who has seen opportunity and created a successful business out of a very unprecedented situation. And if you have any business ideas that you have implemented in your salon or mobile hair business, we want to hear from you. So please do share with us, slide into our DMs or contact us on our Facebook page. News story number 2, Generation Now is the Weller Professionals programme for budding hairdressers for an exciting year of mentorship and unforgettable experiences. Gen Now will open its doors to a wide range of educational opportunities and on-stage platform work at some of the industry's biggest events. To enter and register your interest, fill out an online form and a short film of yourself and best work. News story number 3, it has been announced, as I'm all sure you have already seen, that Wales is now in circuit breaker lockdown, which consists of the closure of schools, pubs, restaurants and of course hair salons. Now, the lockdown will last for 17 days and has been deemed a very necessary measure for control of the virus, but also to allow time for the NHS to cope. The lockdown begins this Friday and will last until the 9th of November, which coincides with the school half term. If you are in Wales, we are here at the Hair Show to help you with any of your concerns and just for a general chat, so please do contact us via Facebook page or for Instagram for any support. And that's all from me from the Hair World of News Today.
Oh, big news there, Jordana. I mean, firstly, our thoughts go out to Wales, Karolina. Is it heading our way as well, here in England?
I hope not. It's quite scary, actually. I try not to think about it too much. As a salon owner, you kind of think, what will happen if we actually close down? Now, I'm not too sure what 2 weeks will do. What's your thoughts on that? Like, what does that 2 weeks will help?
So I think that it probably is a good measure that they're taking, just because, you know, if you think about it, there is so much of a huge surge that's come in recently, and I think a temporary lockdown where it's quite strict for like 2 weeks will hopefully mean that they don't need to sort of close for a longer time in the future. So if it does work well for them, I think it's something we could maybe expect. To be honest, I think there's a lot of talk on the horizon at the moment that we might be doing the same, but obviously Boris Johnson isn't so keen on the idea. But it looks like the Mayor of London is trying to push for that 2-week closure. So I don't know what you guys like, but I'm sitting on the edge of my seat every day when I'm at work. I'm like,
yeah,
I think
so.
Using it as an excuse to get people in, because I'm like, could be happening, guys. Get your
You
highlights
can,
in.
and we can't forget here, Lynette. Hi, Lynette. She's just put, we are 4 weeks locked down in Northern Ireland until 14th of November. Yeah, this is big. I I remember hearing that with Ireland and seeing Paul. The names, I've got a name block there. But anyway, 4 weeks. How are you guys going to deal with that as well? Aileen, how you doing? Ireland is waiting to hear about lockdown at 9 p.m. This is it, isn't it? It's just so tense. So lots of love coming out to Wales. I think, look, regardless, you know, where you are in the UK, I actually had a call with one of my Patreon members today. She's based in Australia, on the West Coast. And to hear the difference going on, and that's to Det, by the way, it's lovely to talk to Det, but actually how they... It feels so removed from where we are, Jordana, right now, that it's so much. They're not wearing masks in a lot of their salons, you know, lockdowns. I mean, it's unbelievable.
My family, I'm from Finland, so in Finland they seem to be living a normal life in comparison to what we have here, but they did it very differently than what we've done in UK.
Yeah.
So, I suppose there's less people there as well, which makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I'm still of the mindset that an earlier lockdown is better than a later, because I feel the earlier we do it, the less time we have to spend doing it. But a few people are writing in now, which I think is good to cover. 95%, there was a study, 95% of salon visits that were swabbed, whose surfaces were swabbed, came back completely negative. So it is proven that a salon environment is really actually quite clinically clean and corona free, and there's no outbreaks. And I don't know if you guys saw, but Sophia Hilton actually shared on her Instagram page that her salon had an environmental health visit where they actually swabbed the salon. Did you hear about that, Dom?
I didn't know.
Yeah, I saw that
So,
one as
so
well.
what? So she had a health visit.
Yes, an environmental health visit where they popped in. I think they were unannounced, and they did like a swab of surfaces to see, how clean they are, and checked the risk assessment policies and checked a lot. So since then, I've also, as a business, received a call. It wasn't a visit; it was just a phone call, and kind of put me on the spot to ask me all of my protocols, and I had to send everything by email. But yeah, I think they're really clamping down on that, and I think they're going to use the research and the results as a measure of whether we should stay open or not. So we're doing well as an industry. It's just whether or not they will go for that circuit breaker lockdown, which, by the way, is also known as a fire breaker.
I mean, honestly, come up with your own name for all these breakers, circuits. I mean, hair breaker, hair circuit, curly circuit.
Funny, it's just a big circus.
I mean, I just crack up at these different names that they're coming up with. I mean, it really... So there's something for you all. Come up with your own circuit breaker name for whatever we want to call it for the hair industry. Actually, that's something else I want to just put out there. Have any of you had a visit from your local authority on a health check, of that? Yes, if you have, no. I'd be interested to know on that. Dylan McConaughey, how you doing, Dylan? Hello, guys. It's very uncertain, but I feel like that we'll leave a London lockdown as late as they can. Financially, business will. What do you think there, Jordana? You're nodding to that being in London.
Yeah, I feel like Boris is a bit slow on the old... I don't know, I just feel he's quite slow on the decisions, and I think 1 week here or there too late is catastrophic for numbers. But yeah, I think businesses will struggle more the later he leaves it. But Lee, our top fan, Lee, our favourite viewer, has just said business and life breaker. That's what he's going to call 2020.
Business and life breaker, I like that.
It is. How are you? Because where are you based again, Karolina?
We're in Wiltshire, so we're just in a small market town right on the edge of Cotswolds. So our town's very small. We don't, we're not in a city. So for us, I suppose even from the beginning, it was kind of, we felt a little bit like out of the way from the whole thing. But now, obviously, it's more of a real thing for us, definitely. But at the beginning, nobody really believed in it. Do
you know, though, I've got to be honest, and again, this conversation I had with Det today, it was brilliant. I love talking to her, but the one thing she said to us, and it really did stick with me, she said, as an industry, we have got to be really positive right now, because if we keep getting really negative and sending out massive negative comments, our industry is in turmoil, that ain't going to do nothing for getting people into the industry, is it?
Yeah.
No, and you know what, I find that I just keep planning stuff forward. I just ignore the fact that we've got this, and I just plan what I would do normally. And then if we have to do a lockdown, go into lockdown, I just have to deal with it then. Because if you start going into a mad panic about everything, of course you have to plan it and make sure that you have as a business, you have your budgets in and you have everything in place, and you make sure that your finances are in place. And you can do everything you can, but still make sure you plan your life and make sure that you have your business is planned as well. So you've got something exciting. We're talking about our Christmas do at the moment with the girls, because what we are going to have a Christmas do. It's there's going to be BHA, coming up, the finals, everything, and you've got to really get excited about stuff.
Absolutely. And we're going to have a bit of laughter. And actually, when I saw in the news story as well, Weller Generation now the auditions, Jordana. I mean, that's great to hear these things. And there's still so many things going on out there in the industry, isn't there? Throw yourself into this.
and I also think it's a really nice time to kind of brainstorm with your team. And like, we've got staff meeting coming up on Saturday, and I just want to sit down and be like, right, so let's put our heads together, because we've gone on a bit of a mad one. We started making cocktails. We have got a license, by the way, for it, but we started making cocktails. We're doing espresso martinis, and what else are we doing? We're doing crumpets for the clients if they get hungry.
Oh, crumpets!
Yeah.
Love a crumpet.
Right, in the morning. So we literally like turned Cabela into a cafe. It's so funny. And then one of my staff members was like, do you know what? We should get like a DJ set on a Saturday, because obviously people aren't going out as much. So we're doing like bestie blowouts and bestie cocktail drinks. So
I just hope you get the right customers coming in for that. All right, the bestie blowouts. That's all I'll say. But I love that. Yeah.
And
well, look, we're gonna go
between you, and then you've got your cocktails going in the Saturday night vibe. And we're just trying to...
Nobody will leave.
I was going to say.
Also, I think clients are coming to us to have a bit of a break from everything that's going on. So even though you've got your visor and your mask on, it is still nice to keep it chirping, like upbeat and bubbly with them. Do you know what I mean?
We are that one little thing that is actually taking away the boredom, isn't it? You know, I know my clients have come in and said it seemed for them to look forward to coming in and having their hair done, and just a different experience, because it is almost one of the remaining things that you can do which is still nice and something to look forward to and feel good about.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. We have we get our clients to choose their own tunes.
Oh, that's
on
nice.
Saturday. Yeah, so on Saturday it was like, what's your favourite tune? And then we put it on Spotify, and then they get to listen to what they like. So
I think I'd have a lot of Frank Sinatra for my.
Well, there's another question. What music are you going to have for your party? Lee has just put in here, he'll pop in for a blowy and martini with my toothpaste. We're all loving a blowout. You naughty hairdressers, I tell you. I can see what you're all thinking. Right, okay. So let's go on. We're going to have a bit of fun now, because we did say we were going to reveal some hairstyle shockers, all right? And that's what we're going to do, all right? And again, as a community, you lot, some of you are going to come up in this tonight, but you're going to have to wait until the end. But we're going to go in to first up our hair shockers. So first topic, hair shockers. Yeah, we've all had a hair shocker, all right? We've had it at some point in our time, and, recall one of your hairdos. So, Karolina, I know you've had some hair and you've shared, and that's what we've asked everybody to do. Jordana, we've asked you, and actually we're going to see. So, we're going to play the first hair shocker. Okay, now girls won't see this until it comes on their Facebook screen. It's not very hard to guess who it's going to be, but here's our first hair shocker from one of our team. Who is it?
I see it now.
Yeah, there you could hear Jordana just saying it's just coming up. That's a delay that you got. So who was it? Well, it weren't very hard. But didn't she look great? George, I know she sent them in. And I think everybody keeps saying their hair shocker. I'm not sure that that's a hair shocker. I'm going to just play it one more time, because there's one look. And I'll probably try and talk over this, girls, as we play it, all right? Let's have a look. I say, this one coming up in a minute. That one, look at her with her dreads, looking good. What's Lee said? Love it, but she rocks every look, though.
She really does.
Yeah, she does. There's some good looks there. This is what I mean. It's so much fun. So we're going to have, I like the first one Sarah just said. Did you have a favourite look there, what George wore in apparently hair shockers?
I think I really like the dreads on her and the shaved sides.
How about you, Karolina? Did you?
Yeah, I quite like that one. Mind you, I quite like her curly hair, so I think that looked really good.
Yeah.
And this was the first. Was it first one?
Yeah, I think it was the first one. Yeah, everybody's loving your looks there, George, but you knew
I
that.
know,
Right.
George, you picked the best ones.
Yeah.
I know.
Got us over here.
Right.
Now.
Okay, so we're going to go into the next two. So here we go, the next two. These are probably easy, but you probably don't see the face of one of them that often because he's happy. But here we go. Oh, hang on, we've lost George. Where are you, Jordana? Let's get you back in the screen. I think you've all switched around. Hey, we've all moved. Hang on, let me just do a little bit of jigging around here, because we've got to be in the right place at the right time. So, yeah, well, there we were. There you are on your own. And then let's bring... That's it, back to normal. Yeah, so there was three. Now, this was a really tricky one for me, because people said, oh, you've shared a decent picture there. I have to say, I do quite like that one. That was on my 21st with hair. But the problem that I have, and truthfully, I can't find that many pictures of actually when I had hair. Because when social media come about, I didn't have hair. So all my pictures that I looked on Facebook. So that was, one for me as a kid. And that one... of me as a kid, you would have thought that was an amateur cut, but that was actually cut by my mum, who apparently was a professional hairdresser. It had no look of a professional hairdresser.
I love it. It's that classic bowl cut when you were a kid.
Oh, hang on, let me just pop it up again. I've got to see that. Look at that. I mean, that is a shocking haircut.
So recognisable from
What
that
was
smile and the dimple.
Someone said Darren Day on that. I like it. I've got a bit. My best mate, that is, Ben, my 21st.
Dan's got the kind of feminine vibe when he's got long hair.
He has. I mean, absolutely. You lot can all laugh. Hang on. What's this, Lynette? Love the fringe. Yeah, you blame my mum. She's watching this. So handsome, Julian. You know, you're talking about Dan, I bet there. Hang on. What Charlotte just put in it were all those pictures of you, Dom. I wish. No, the other person is Dan Thomas. No, you don't.
Producer.
Our producer, yeah, we don't see Dan, you see. He's always hidden behind, but he's the man who's got here. And Dan, you've got a fan.
Man.
Dan's very sexy, I've got to say. Oh, they all like Dan.
Let's put Dan on the show.
Very sexy. You sexy man, Dan. Right, okay, so we're going to go on to the next hairstyle shocker. Who can it be?
Oh, no.
Hang on, well, you've all disappeared. What's going on with my screen tonight? Let's get this set up. We can see you're there, right? I'll go out, and then you could come back here. I'll come back there, and then if you could see what I'm all doing. So there we had, very easy. The first look, I mean, it's been well covered, Jordana. The policewoman look.
I know.
Let's have a look.
And I had to tuck all my hair back in under my bobby hat.
No, to me, look the shocker at all. You look lovely on every single one of them.
Yeah, she does. So there are no hair shockers there, is there, Karolina?
Did you not see that print above the brow?
There is that. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to play that again. Let's have a quick look on this one. Right, here we go.
It's not even cut with a sentence. I think that was my mum. I'm going to
look at that. So that fringe is a short one. Then we've got the policewoman look. Like the policewoman look, I have to say, very sexy for me. There, actually, Julie. And look at the hair. There's a bit of damage going on there, isn't there?
Yeah, bit of damage. Can you see?
Do you lot think there was any hair shockers there at Jordana? I'm not so sure. I don't think so. Yeah. Hang on, my mum's come into the mix. I knew she'd come in. What's she going to say? Is she going to try and defend that haircut? At least a second hairstyle was better, Dom. Yeah, absolutely. You were to blame. Absolutely awful haircut, I have to say. Lynette, she said Jordana is so cute. It's so cute.
Oh, thanks, Lynette.
Yeah, they don't think there's any hair shockers there, Jordana. You're going to have to do better than that.
I suppose when you're in a family of hairdressers, it's hard to have a bad shocker. And also, when you do have them, you don't actually record them on Kodak moments. So that's why.
Is that the old? No, they all looked good. Everyone, hey, what's this from Sarah? Everyone had fringes like that in the 70s. Yeah, you wait. Karolina's put no shockers there, Jordana. No shockers. Well, I reckon the final one tonight of these hair shockers, there's some hair shockers here.
Thanks a lot, Dom.
Here we go. Final hair shockers.
This is a good one.
Oh, there we are. Hang on, we've got you all funny again. I'm seeing it's not. Let's bring you in as well, Jordana. There we have some. There's some good ones. Back in the Scandi days, Karolina?
Yeah, they. There was a really lovely perm. I've got a story about that perm actually.
All right, and let me bring that up again so we can all see you as we talk about that perm. Okay, let's press that.
My mum let me go to the hairdressers. That's back in the day when there was
I think the page boy one. I think
you're going for the recordings here.
Yeah, you are.
Look, when you have toys, every so often you've got to play with the toys that you're given.
Oh, Don, that sounds so dirty.
Look, I know we started the show badly tonight. Now I know. Look, it's the last one in the series, so hey, we're allowed to. Are we past 9 o'clock yet? No. Do you notice there's been no swearing in the show tonight?
No, I know. George, where are you?
Carolina, you'll never get it from you, will you, Karolina? You're not a swearer, are you?
Well, I don't know. Depends.
I'm just embarrass Karolina for a second here. Karolina, what profession did you used to do that you were known for before hairdressing?
I'm not repeating it.
Come on, repeat it. What do you know? What's this going on?
Go watch the video. Go watch the show.
Go watch the show.
Yeah, go watch the show.
In the next couple of episodes, guys.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing those, guys. And yeah, I love it. I love seeing hairstyles of days gone by. And actually, it's going to bring us on to our next subject tonight, which I think is going to be real fun. And I want you all to put your thinking heads on for this one before. So we're going to be talking about some of the worst hair trends that there's been, all right, and we're going to go into this. And actually, is there some of the looks that we're seeing now going to be the worst hair trends in another 10-15 years time? So let's go into our next topic, the worst hair trends of all time. Yeah, right. Oh, good. Well, you switched around again. God knows what is going on with my computer tonight. I've got to swap you around again. I'm just not happy with that. So I'm going to take you out there. I'm going to take you out there. I'm going to put you back here. Guys, I normally do all this beforehand, but we'll do it as we're doing it live, so you can see what I'm doing as we do it. There we are. Now I feel more happy. Right, worst hair trends of all time. Now we asked the girls some of their worst hair trends, and we've got some looks that are going to be coming on into this, but just to give you a little bit of flavour of what looks dreadful, let me just show you this. You are all coming in. You've switched around again. I'm not doing it anymore. It's playing up tonight, so we'll just run with. So, worst hair trends. Shall I just have a look? Hang on, Karolina's. God, what has happened here? Oh, Oh, hang on, we've got 4 of them. Oh, dearie me. Right, let's do that.
Yeah.
Guys, you're going to have to apologise. I can't apologise enough. I'm going to switch this all around. We'll leave it like that. All right, worst hairdos of all time. So first up, let's have a look. So Charlotte, what should we got here? Have I got something here? Let's just see if I've hunted high and low of my picture of my skunk hair do from the 70s. Now that's a shocker. Well, that is. I'm going to agree with this one, you ladies, on this. Nicola has said the undercut. I hate it. All right, well, that's interesting because the curtains from Kelly. Do you remember the curtains, ladies?
Oh, yeah.
David
I
Beckham,
actually
I
quite
think.
secretly like him.
Yeah, I think David. We've definitely got a bug going on here tonight. Let me just.
What was I going to say? Some of the haircuts and the worst trends, I would say, are actually like some of the most technically difficult and advanced things to do. Do you know, like when you're looking at the 7 point haircut, the saloon one. That, I mean, some of them are like bad trends when you look back, but actually technically so difficult to do. So it's one of those things where you have to just like weigh it up. You almost need to know how to do everything before having that opinion. Do you know what I mean?
Sam said the page boy. I actually quite like the page boy.
I like a long page boy.
Yeah.
If it's blow dried out, I like a 70s page boy.
Tram lines.
Yeah.
Lee said tram lines. Yeah, he's bringing in the bad line. I'm not going to repeat that, Lee. Alina, how you doing, Alina? She says she loves the undercut. Nicola, got to be the permed mullet. Perm mullet.
It's a bit like what I had, but it was still overgrown.
Right, well, I'll tell you what. So we've all had votes behind the scenes. And the first look that actually, I don't know, you're going to have to apologise with the screen. There is definitely a glitch going on here tonight. So anyway, the first look voted for was the man bun.
Man bun.
Are you joking? I love the man bun.
We really do have an issue with our computer tonight. So apologies, I do not know what is going on here. It is throwing up all games. Let me just bring everybody back. Again, apologies everyone. There is a real glitch with our computer, hence it's just throwing in lots of different answers to the show. We can put this in our Christmas special of shockers. So the man bun. So behind the scenes, we were all saying the man bun. You like the man bun, both of you.
Yeah. My man has one.
Yeah, do you? Quality. I've got to be honest. Where did the man bun come from? I didn't put the man bun in there.
Maybe it was Dan. Maybe Dan put it in because he hasn't got any hair.
Maybe that's the thing.
Dan doesn't lie.
Sorry, Dan.
No, we've got. See, Kelly. She loves a man bun. Sam.
Yeah, I love a man bun. I like a low man bun.
She hates man buns.
Man bun.
Charlotte, I love man buns. Lee, what's Lee get? Shot. I have this as a man bun. Shredded wheat hair. What?
What is shredded wheat hair?
You're gonna have to explain on that. Alina, she thinks it's she thinks it's sexy as a look. Sam, you are definitely not. You're not feeling that. Hey, come on. There's the best answer of the night. Get in. Love bald head as well. Good answer.
Yeah, right. I think you have to have a good shape. And you and Dan put it on very well.
Well, you know what? We're all right with the bald heads, I tell you. If I had a hairstyle, though, if I actually did get hair back, I'd quite like a man bun. If I'm being honest, I do quite like the longer hair. Men's hair longer. Do you ladies like long hair on men?
I love long hair on men.
Jordan, you've got a cheeky grin there. I saw a picture actually. You done a model the other day who was far too cool with long hair. Do I see a bit of a blush going on here? Or
No.
right.
He's a friend of mine. I've known him for ages. The model that I put on my Instagram. He's got great hair and it's curly as well, which I think helps because when it's poker straight, I don't know if it suits men that much.
Right, okay. Well, look, I think this one's going to be a popular one coming up. Again, I'm going to apologise if the screen's all off balance when we come out of this video because I think there's definitely a bit of a glitch with the software tonight. But anyway, this one, I know you're all going to hate it. There we are. It's dreadful. Right, so let me just bring everybody back in. I'm going to get this set up before we crack on because I'm really anal about how this is all set up. I've just accepted that's how it's going to be throughout the night. Right, back in place. So Donald Trump. Well, if there's anybody that says they like a Donald Trump hairstyle, they've got to be off their head, ain't they, Jordana?
I'm just looking here because Dan sent a message on our WhatsApp group saying it was £70,000. Jesus wept. But yeah, no, that's horrendous.
The hair is 70,000.
No, he said at one point he wanted to add for the comb over. Trump spent and claimed for on tax £56,000, which is the equivalent of $70,000 that he claimed back that he'd spent on his hair.
But to have that done?
Yeah. That was it for the whole time he's been in
to have that done.
Wow.
I mean, what does he see when he looks in the mirror? I mean,
I don't know, but I think he's taking inspiration from good old Bojo.
Who's that? Who?
Boris Johnson.
Oh, sorry.
That's what we say in Croydon, Dom. Okay.
I thought you said blow Joe for a second. I thought you got more services going on at your salon. Is he going to get back into power? I know we're not. This is a hair show, but I'm. Come on, we're hairdressers. We must have had that conversation huge amounts of times, haven't we, Karolina? Will not Boris? Will Donald get back in? Yes or no?
He probably has a quite high chance, to be honest.
Please, surely not. Jordana.
Not gonna lie, I was watching Gogglebox last night, and that's how I get my news. And one of the stories was basically the fact that he'd only had coronavirus for like a couple of days, and then came out of hospital and was basically doing this conference about how he'd just recovered from it that quickly. And there is absolutely no way he's had coronavirus and recovered that quickly and got off a helicopter. And I don't know, I think the timing of it...
It was brilliant, wasn't it? I mean, you couldn't have made it up, could you? Coming out of that helicopter to that music. And then I saw him in one of his... when he's on his tour and he's on his stage dancing to Young Man by Village People. I mean, it was quality. The man is absolutely insane. Sorry, any American viewers that are loving your man Donald. The rest of the world don't, but I've got to say, the way the world is going, I'm worried, yes. Yeah, look, what's this one? Sam's put... we've got some political comments coming in. Last week, Boris had hairs all over his collar. Looked like he'd had been sat on it, or a quick trim before his announcements.
I saw that.
My brother actually photographed. He does street photography, and about 5 years ago, he was behind the scenes with Boris, and before Boris came out in front of the press, he ruffled all his hair up, and it was actually smart because it's so much part of his brand. Yeah. It was fine.
So
and
he's actually not really. Normally he would have a nice sleek comb over then.
I reckon so. Maybe it's aliens.
I reckon he goes in and puts a bit of dust at the roots and like shakes it up, and you get the dusty root look.
Yeah. So come on, everybody, keep putting in. What is your worst hair trend? I'm going to share one more with you. This one I think is going to be popular because you've already announced it. So here we go. The next most unpopular hairstyle. I've got no idea what's going to happen on tonight's show with these screeds. Jordana, you just dashed off somewhere. It's an absolute car crash tonight. Right, let's put that back in. But it's all a bit of fun on the last night. That's why I don't mind. Oh, hang on. It's done that again. Let's put that there. Let's take that one out of there. And let's put that one... While I'm talking here, I am not having that whatsoever. The undercut on women, I think it is a great look.
I've had that as well.
Yeah, so are you feeling offended? Did you like your undercut?
Yeah, I did actually.
Yeah, see, Lee agrees with us on that one. I don't mind this look at all. Yeah, I've got to be honest. Alini, who put that in there? Did you put that, Jordana? Yeah,
I'm just waiting
guilty.
for the look. No, I didn't. But I used to have one on the side here, like quite an aggressive undercut. It was like, I don't know, a number one. And I used to love touching it all the time. But I remember once someone said to me, "Your undercut makes your ears look really big." So since then, I've been really conscious about my ears, and I'm not a fan of undercuts on me now. But I thought they did look good.
Oh, well, I've
They
got to
had
be...
their moment.
There's a bit of a disagreement going on here. There's a lot of you that seem to have worn... It's a very hairdresser kind of hair, isn't it? An undercut.
I had even extensions put on the side, so the other side, the side of my hair was really long. This is going back probably about 10 years ago, maybe 7 years ago. 7 years ago, that was when I opened a salon. That was it. I only had it for about 2 weeks, I must admit, because I couldn't stand the extensions. But I found a picture when I was looking for pictures of my hairstyles, and I had literally this hair that was kind of down to here from one side, and the other side was shaved. It wasn't that great. I gotta say, I nearly put it as one of my hair shockers, but only because it was so long down to here.
Now, my best buddy, he's just turned up, who saw me in that picture with earlier on, he says his wife says undercuts don't work on curly hair. But they spring up short, don't they? I don't know. Do they?
Yeah, I suppose not, unless you're trying to create that wedge at the back of a bob.
Fringes on curly hair, do they work? Do you like a fringe and curly hair?
Yeah, it depends really. Depends what kind of look you're going for. Yeah, if you're going for a really nice rounded shape, or a really nice rounded.
I quite like those
treble.
looks at the moment. Those curly perms and the fringe. I quite like those looks.
Yeah.
So come on, there's still the undercut. Well, we're going to share the final one. Yeah, let's see what you will think to this one. A really unpopular look, apparently. Actually, I don't like this one. Let's have a look. There we go. So, yeah, hang on. We've got two of you now, Karolina. Let's take that one out. Let's get that one over here. Where are you, Jordana? There you are. Yeah, so the bandy highlights, that one was. You know, the ones, the big blocky highlights? What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Is that
I can't.
really...
It hurts me. It actually hurts.
Why does it hurt you?
I can't deal with it. I can deal with a block, really nice, creatively placed block placement, as in like a stripe at the front, or maybe like a block placement of colour underneath, but I cannot deal with zebra highlights. Can't deal with it. Sorry.
Carolina, you're sitting quiet on this one.
No, I agree with Jordan. I really don't like the stripy, really thick highlights. I think they look terrible.
Yeah.
There's just ugh. Especially if you look at that one, there was Jerry with the blonde and red. Please never bring that back into fashion. That was just terrible.
Well, I don't think... Well, let's have a look at what you're also... And I apologise about the screen. So we have got a glitch going on tonight. So it's a little bit out of my control here. But hey, it all adds to the flavour. Debatable yes and no. Okay, that's from Kelly. Okay. Lee, oh, I love a bit of 90s statement colour. George, what's she put in? Loving 90s contour. Sarah, horrible colours, too heavy. Kim said in the day. Steve, I love Steve with your opinion. Tacky, yeah, nice. A bit tastefully done, yes. I liked them at the time. Yeah, okay, well, all right, so... what's this one here, Sarah? I'm just reading all your comments. A girl who works in my local Superdrug store still has those horrible stripes. Black and blonde, those stripes, or the black and red.
Give me your business card, love.
Yeah, so that's it. So again,
do you remember back in the day where they had those kind of like fringes like that? You know, the beaver fringe, the side one.
yeah.
I remember.
Oh,
at
they all
school,
used to keep sweeping it, didn't they?
Yeah,
Sweeping
I remember
it.
at school like sweeping it so much that I kind of ended up like walking around with my head like cocked to
Do you
one
know
side,
that is a
like,
really fair statement though? Because you actually do see
Yeah.
there's still them kids walking around with those
kind of a
looks.
bit like that,
And
so
it's
that the
all that
wind
kind
would
of
blow the right way.
What's
Where
Nicola
did you
just?
start that though, Jordan? Where did you start the actual fringe? Did it come from all the way from the back when you
I think it
styled
was like a deep triangle, and I just had to walk around like that because I found that it stayed in place.
Was it a bit like Dan's look? I think Dan was almost
Yeah,
wearing
yeah.
that sort of emo
Yeah,
look, wasn't it? Kelly, she says emo fringe.
Emo fringe, that's the one.
Oh,
And I
there,
had black
yeah,
hair.
good observation. All right, everybody, come on, keep them coming in. Now, before we move out of this, and we're coming to the end tonight, and as I say, we just wanted to have some real giggles tonight because it is, the last of the series. But actually, what trends do you see now in hair? And I'm asking all of you, do you see the ones that we're going to look back on in 10 years' time and laugh at them looks that we're seeing on Instagram right now? I'm going to put that to you first, Karolina.
So,
Yes.
this.
Yes, come on.
Okay, let's think. What do we have at the moment? What's the biggest one we're doing at the minute? I can't even think of one at the moment.
No, you can't
What are we
think.
doing?
I'll tell you what,
can't
I'm
think
going to
of
add my
one.
one into this then. I'm going to put unicorn hair colours. That is going to look shocking, isn't it? In another 10 years? Jordana?
I think maybe, like you said, the holographic look. How we're doing, like rainbow, but holographic.
I'm not
There's so
saying it
much-
is now, but I'm
Yeah,
just
no, but
saying
there's
in
so
10
much
years'
skill.
time.
Yeah, I think there's so much skill in it, and it's beautiful to see now because the pastel trend kind of outgrew us, and now we're sort of into this mixing of beautiful watercolor trends. But yeah, I think that could be something that we look back on and think, oh. Another thing we might look back on is maybe the ombre trend, because I know it's already left us. But I feel like the dip dye was like the old version of it, and then maybe the ombre trend might be a bit of something that we cringe back on.
I think
But
that's
the question
a really
is,
good
will we look at that? Because at the moment we're doing lots of face framing, and sometimes you see loads of really bad face framing as well. So will we look at those then in the years to come? And a bit like what we did with the, Jerry. Jerry's colour. So will that be exactly the same thing that we're going to be laughing at?
It does happen. As much as we may all think they're super cool now, we are going to look at some of these and look back at, and the other one I'm going to throw into the mix, and I'm sorry if I offend anybody, it's great technically, is the two colours, pink one side
50-50.
and the green the other side. Yeah.
I love that.
I'm not
I love
dissing
that.
it. I'm just saying that I reckon in 10 years' time.
Or what about Billie Eilish? The green roots, like bright green roots and then darker ends. I think that people might look back on, I think. But I think it looks so cool on her.
Yeah.
I do agree with you though, Dom, but I think the unicorn is going to be probably the winner.
Is it still, again, I know lots of you do the unicorn, so I'm not dissing it.
It's one of those things.
But is it kind of just, the unicorn colour came out of this explosion of bright, vivid colours, didn't it? It was like, that was the first real sort of, everybody started playing, plexes came on the scene, didn't they? And everybody was like, let's pre-lighten hair and we can whack on all the bright colours under the sun now. Let's have some fun here. And what about haircuts? Is there any haircuts that are out there that are going to be looking back on? The fades, skin fades for blokes? Some of those men's haircuts? Any of them?
I think the mullet's come back quite a bit, hasn't it?
So what are you saying about the mullet then?
So who knows? I think the mullet's come back so much, maybe, again, we might cringe back at that, like the long mullet.
Yeah.
Well, I was looking at my photos, and I've actually been a mullet queen. I showed you guys all the mullets that I've had, one of them was like, actually, did you see that when I WhatsApped it to you, with the really long mullet?
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I looked back at photos and I felt like I'm going to be cringing for the rest of my life then, because every hairstyle I've had has been a little bit of a mullet.
Yeah, you have always had a bit of a mullet. I quite like a mullet. I have to be honest. I think if it's done right, I think they do look pretty good. So George has just put, don't be slagging my mullet where you're not here. So I quite like your mullet going on there. I like them.
Yeah, I like
graduated bobs. I mean, they're being, certainly the bobs are really inverted high. The ones, and they come in. Can I leave it really long at the front here?
Yeah. The Karen haircut, you mean?
The Schoolgate haircut.
The can I speak to the manager haircut? We've all done it, guys. Don't be pretending you haven't cut a bob like that one time and gone. When it
Kelly, she loves a shag.
Lynette said the Peaky Blinders cut is awesome on a hot, sexy guy. The Peaky Blinders one with the.
Yeah, are they looking a bit dated now? All these Peaky Blinder haircuts. So
I like it.
I think they've been around for
They're
donkeys.
easy to do.
Do you like?
Number one,
they're
stop,
great.
Done. Brilliant.
Oh, this is it. That was the one I was trying to talk about. Sarah's just said spaniel ears. They're the ones where it's just not really long. I feel like we could be offending people's work here, and we've all done them. Hey, look, none of us are confessing to be perfect here. We're not having a dig at anybody's looks. I just think it's a fun end to the show. What's this one from Lee? The council bob, I call it, or axe wound bob. Lee, the Chelsea cut. What's the Chelsea cut?
It's the one where you have really short and then it goes into longer through here. I think that's
it's
the
like the
coolest
skinheads
haircut.
used to wear, wasn't it? Was it like the?
That's the coolest haircut. I love it. I think it's like just really, really short and then kind of like longer through it.
Nicholas just said here, honestly, you lot are getting more and more rude. Wouldn't say no to a Peaky Blinder.
Wouldn't say no.
Deary me. Ben, I need you on the show to help me out on this, mate, honestly. Okay, well, look, keep them coming in. We're coming towards the end. And again, I can't apologise enough for the glitches tonight with the screen. It's the way it's worked. I have big news, by the way. I have a new computer coming very soon, and we won't be having any more of these problems. But actually, that leads us on to our final thing that I really want to talk about is, this is the last one for the series, Series 2, Episode 10. And we are doing these basically in blocks of 10. So we're going to have a break now for 3 weeks. We're going to have a bit of time out. We've got some new ideas for the show. And I think first up, and Karolina, I've got to say thank you so much for stepping in last minute again. You're just such a natural to come in and you slot in so well. And Jordana, though, you've been here right from the start with George, who we clearly missed. But hopefully in time we can bring in more of you all at one point. But it's great, isn't it, these shows? And I think we really want to kind of continue to evolve and find its new way going forward.
Yeah, definitely. And I would say, I'm going to jump in there and say, this is your hair show. You guys are the ones that are keeping it going and engaging. So we want to make sure that we're covering content that you enjoy. We want it to be have that entertainment factor and value, but we also need it to be informative as well. So if there are any ideas, or if you want to see a little bit more hair stuff or hair how-tos, or if you want anyone interviewed on the show or any particular topics covered, please just come forward and let us know, because we're all eyes and ears over the next 3 weeks while we brainstorm for our next couple of series. As I said, it's the hairdressers show, so we want to keep it relevant to you guys.
Lee's just said, Dom sounds like you're hanging out the P45s. No chance. These girls are going nowhere. I love working with all of them. They're an absolute delight. And I think, actually, sorry, Caroline, I'm going to come to you, Anne. I know you're just going to... But for us, a big part of what makes this show, and we're repeating a little bit what Jordana said, it is you as a community, and we really do feel very fond of you all. And I know that sounds a bit cheesy, but I've got to know many of you through not just Hair Club Live, but the podcast, and now seeing you all come together here. But the chemistry actually between the girls and themselves, I actually really enjoy that, and they're down to earth. And I think all I hope is that we bring you just some light relief in sometimes what can be a bit of a dour world, can't it, Karolina? So to have a bit of a giggle, come together as a community is hugely important.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say thank you for having me. And it's been, I always, as you know, I'm a massive fan of the show. So it's really great to be part of it. And also, it's really nice to see the same people coming through, every week and watching. And obviously there's new people as well, I think. But yeah, it's been great being part of it today.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. And yeah, we do see people coming into the show, and as Jordana was saying, that we've got some big ideas on the show, and Dan's not here. You don't see Dan, but he's watching in, and he produces a lot of stuff, and we are going to bring Dan in. But going forward into the next series 3, which will be back in 3 weeks, we are going to add more to it. We like the talk show, we like bringing you in, but we want to see more hair. Do you want to see hair? And we could bring in more guests. Now, I know many of you have been in touch and said about coming on the show, and I haven't replied yet because we're just sitting on things over the next few weeks. So if you have got things that you think, actually, we'd like more of that, or we'd like less of that, then please do say, or please get in touch. And if Dan's watching, he'll put an email in there and just put it in the comments. So if you could bring one thing to the show for the next series, Jordana, what would it be?
Me, personally, I would say a little bit more variation in terms of the topics that we cover, but also I'd love to bring in a little bit more education in terms of like how to hair videos, and I would love to get our top fans like Lee and everything like that, the events covered. So maybe even bring people onto the show and actually do it at a venue like Salon 64, and maybe change up the pace, like the environment of it, because as much as I'm here in my bedroom and we're connecting, it would be so nice to actually see people in person again.
Yeah, I agree. How about you, Karolina? Is there anything you'd like to particularly see into the show?
I really enjoy when there was loads of different people coming in and doing videos and different hair, seeing what industry people do. So that would be really nice to see as well, having guests, different guests.
Yeah, and
what about you, Dom? What are you thinking?
Well, so we've got a lot of big plans. I mean, I think for us on the hair show is massively important. I have to say, in terms of how I feel about it, I'm extremely excited about the show. We haven't even touched the surface of where we're going to go with this, and yeah, I mean, I want to see hair. I'm seeing lots of you putting in, and initially we brought in videos and we wanted people to do it, and actually doing that, we really like doing it, but it's very challenging to get people to put together videos and to submit them. I'd like people to be coming in live and being part of the show. So yeah, want to bring that in. Live events, I know Alini, she just put that there. Yeah, we have got sync in the making going on there, and we will reveal that very soon, and yeah, that's going to be good. But actually, all of you, I think, could bring something to the show, and I want it to be really, really big in the industry. I need you all to support it and to be part of this, because the most important part for all three of us, and I know George would say the same, and that it is a place just to come and hang out on a Monday night, and really enjoy it. And yeah, and also we need some brands to support it. We don't want to do this from a monetary point of view, but actually to give you better production and to give it a better quality, better stuff. That's massively important.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Definitely.
So that, look, ladies, an hour has passed by absolutely seamlessly without the glitchy screens, but there we are. Again, new equipment, we'll sort that one out. But so I'm going to say thank you. I'm going to hand it to you two, really, just to sign out for this series. And yeah, so your first, let's say goodbye from Karolina. So over to you, Karolina.
Well, like I said, thank you everybody, and thanks Dom, thanks Jordana, and have a good evening and good week, and let's not go to lockdown.
And before you go, where can people find you online, Karolina, if they want to get in touch with you?
At Karolina Sauders on Instagram. That's the best place, definitely. I'm always on it.
Cool. Well, thank you for joining us short notice.
Thank you.
We love having you here as well. It's absolutely delightful. All right, so we're going to pass you out, and Jordana. So Jordana, you've been here right from the very start.
Yes.
We go off and have a 3 weeks break. So last words to you.
We're gonna use the time wisely. Hopefully, you guys well, none of us will be into lockdown, but if we do go into lockdown, then I'm sure we'll all have a laugh and a giggle on Instagram, because that's all we will have actual time for. But thanks so much. It's been an incredible series. Thanks for all your support, and we'll be back with an even better series in 3 weeks. Bye.
Yeah. Goodbye to you, Jordan. Let's just take that out there. Yeah, wicked. Thank you so much, all of you, and thank you again to the girls and to George as well. Hope you get better, and George will be back in episode 3 and series 3. We will be able to bring in more people into the live show as well for series 3, so that's really important for you all to know. And please, we need you guys to create that content as well. It's going to be hard. I'm going to miss it for the next 3 weeks, because I look forward to these Mondays every week. I feel we connect, and I can't stress that enough to you all. But thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Keep tight. Keep up to date with everything that we're doing. We've got our YouTube channel. We have our Facebook group, How to Cut It, the community, How to Cut It hairdressing community, Instagram, How to Cut It, as well as the podcast. I'm going to give a shout out, as I always do, and this one actually, have I got it here? No, I haven't. This week's podcast, by the way, is with an absolute insanely, incredibly motivating person, Mark McIver, Slider Cuts barber. He's huge, 90,000 on Instagram. He's going to come onto the show as well in the new series, and I do recommend that you go and check out what he's doing, because he's all about the community, young people, so motivating. Episode 173. So that is it for this week. We're going to sign out with something that's a bit of fun. I've been teasing you all the way along. You guys have been sharing some absolute shockers on our Facebook group. Have a look. So we'll leave it with you, but until next time, peace, love and smiles all the way. Goodbye.